Okay, here we are talking about the our FSharp shirts. About more than 20 years ago, when we had first started the clothing company, we wanted to showcase a product, a message, an identity which was world class, but rooted from Guam. You know, for a long time, as culture began to evolve and change here in the islands, instead of just we wanted to showcase that we had our own signature in like action sports. So when we're talking about the term, going way off tangent here, but when we're talking about the term cloth and culture, we wanted to be able to reflect, to be comfortable and classy in a product as locally rooted as possible. So from graduating from the need from just t-shirts and tank tops, we saw it was essential that you can't just use t-shirts and tank tops every day, and said if we want to represent ourselves, where we come from, our people, our vision, then we needed to, we realized that sometimes we also needed Sunday clothes or every now and then semi-formal shirt. But at the same time, growing up in the islands, the weather being so hot is, you could only, I know when I used to go to Sunday Mass, whenever you'd have to go to the beach, you'd have to change. You'd have to get into something that was a little bit more comfortable. But we figured out that you don't just have to be, we wanted to integrate comfort, form, and function at the same time. So that is where we had spent years developing a proper fit, for a proper universal fit, understanding that there are all kinds of body types, but we wanted to develop popular universal fit that people could use tastefully and also functionally. We basically wanted to create something that you could use from the beach to the wedding on the same day, So that's where we came up with the FSharp button shirts. And with the FSharp button shirts, finally we've been able to find a proper material that would be comfortable enough for Guam's hot and humid weather. So we started testing our products, swimming, stand-up paddling, form, feel, and function. Those are the essential things that we wanted to put together with our button shirt line, taking it from, want to elevate it for something that was just good for Guam, and wanted to produce and make available an item that was good and functional by any standard. That's where we came up with the FSharp button line. It was a product that was aggressively tested in, the lifestyle conditions that we choose to promote. In this case, it was a tropical island lifestyle, and that involved going to the beach, stand-up paddling, swimming, whereas in most cases where you would have to go through different changes in garment if you wanted to go from anything formal like a dinner or a lunch, going to the beach, because the weather was too hot, we wanted to create something that you could use all the way around, feel comfortable, and look as tasteful as you can throughout the whole experience. So putting together the FSharp shirts, initially we had gone with our collars were just kind of free flowing, but as you're swimming with them, we noticed that as you turn your heads, this thing started to rub against the ear. So that's why we decided to lock it down, and instead of not locking it down permanently, we realized that people enjoy the option, which is why we just buttoned it down to be releasable. And then also, as you're stand-up paddling or in your daily conditions, you want a fast access pocket where you want to be able to get to your cell phone, your pen, your whatever else you might need, perhaps your lighter, as you're stand-up paddling. And then certainly if you're riding waves, you understand that you sometimes wipe out, and you also want obviously a button that you could lock down. So something that's lesser accessible, quicker accessible, ready to swim, ready to feel, by the fact that not only does the corrugation or do the pores allow for better breathability, but also allows for lesser drag when you're actually going for a swim. A lot of the design work that goes into our FSharp stuff, as well as all our other stuff, is of course we do design work to make things nice, but I think we want to take advantage of the opportunity. For a long time, even on Guam, when you're talking about the term button shirts, it was very automatic to call it aloha shirts, and we got nothing against aloha. We love it just just as much as we love, as anybody else loves it. But at the same time, being a culture that's much older and being just living here, so we wanted to stray away from the term of a button shirt just being an aloha shirt, or having to borrow elements from Caribbean culture, Mediterranean culture, or any other form of culture. Not because of our dislike for any of those, but it's more of the pride of what we have here. So a lot of the designs, the patterns, and the ideas that come through are engineered to commemorate things closer to home. Being able to elevate that from t-shirt to tank top, so it's not just for your casual setting. Now we're also able to bring that into a formal setting, and it being feeling well, form, feel, and function, it all comes together with FSharp.